Can you imagine the planet Mars after 300 years of human colonization? Just think of all the great and inspiring things we can dream of for the future of humanity on another world like the Red Planet. All the futuristic, philanthropic, diverse dreamers, from engineers to scientists, entrepreneurs, and science fiction artists envisioning and creating new ideas and new technologies that would allow us to terraform another world where mankind has a chance to start again, to build a new life, learning from our historical mistakes. Just think for a minute. Just take one little minute to think of all the terrible ways we've treated this world and ourselves. With renewed vigor, the human spirit that binds us all would embark on a new adventure, our next step on our destiny-inspired journey toward the great vastness of the cosmos. One problem: Earth is a fecking mess. The reality is Mars would be completely and utterly and irreversibly fecked. Just look what we've done to art, science, entertainment, human relations, and fecking politics on our planet. Colonists would eventually rebel against Earth's colonial government on Mars, probably over the Bidenomically high price of freight to get their deliveries of afternoon tea. That is tea with 5 leaves that are never delivered at the agreed time of 4:20, and heavily taxed on top of that. In a bloody war that would probably last 20 years or more and cost countless lives, partially because Martian rebel group communications take twice as long as 21st century rebels back on Earth, because the telecommunication company, Redtel, has speed capped the rebels' cell phone plan, because they went over their data limit due to them allegedly spending too much time looking at pictures of non-binary, triple-breasted only Mars influencers and other unrelated budgetary issues involving the soon-to-be investigated. The Earth colonial government via a spokesperson has vigorously denied unfounded rumors of vast general online and social media censorship of Martian citizens and using bots to entrap people who have the hide to think for themselves, and asked all Mars patriots who love democracy to check out their merchandise at www.mars.gov/merch. If you have any issues with the Earth Colonial Government website, please email alex.jones.tin.foil.hat@mars.gov and they will contact you within 3-5 Mars business days to help you resolve the issue with your order. That is, unless the online team is going through a bullshit civil court case designed to stop whistleblowers from speaking out. In other news, the McMartians burger chain is facing multiple lawsuits due to their Big Red Mars burger. Some customers claim that this burger has transformed them into a peculiar creature resembling a blue-haired Jabba the Hutt with 3 man-boobs. These individuals are now unsure which bathroom to use, despite never being forced to consume this food in the first place. However, on a positive note, McMartians has hired several disgraced former politicians for their drive-through window service. Music? Oh Buddha, can you imagine a pop star from 2364? If they weren't unrecognizably covered in holographic tattoos, radioactive piercings, covered in STDs and naked, who can tell, bonking an inflatable donkey because a real inflatable donkey, not an artificial intelligence donkey, because real inflatable donkeys are so authentic, while simultaneously having an affair with 113 holograms of different underage goat breeds of 29,286 different genders for each and every press conference while drinking the beverage of their sponsor, Mars Light, and snorting whatever the new synthetic drug of the rich and famous is. We'd be worried they were disrespecting their fans and not taking their careers or their craft seriously. Nor would we be surprised to see the news headlines one morning in 2368. Mars Freedom Party leader arrested, imprisoned without trial forever, and labeled a terrorism after he apparently, and I quote, callously and without care for the lives of the brave, amazing, indeed heroic, and patriotic everyday citizens of Mars, dropped his guts after one too many beers, thereby causing the death by poison gas of hundreds of innocent men, women, children, and countless numbers of the other 29,286 hourly changing genders. This you can believe without question because the Mars colonial government said so, and it's a danger to Mars democracy to even think for yourself that anything at all could be different. In the 24th century, you scroll down the heads-up Terminator display behind your eyeballs using the power of the half a second after you were conceived implanted by the Donald Trump and Alex Jones were right fecking deep state brain chip, and read the news headline, Martian Workers' Party Secretary being investigated for paying bribes to Martian mob. A quick scan of the article informs us it's Goodfellas business as usual on Mars, as it is alleged that under a table at the underground Martian Rights nightclub, Red Dawn, do yourselves a favor and Google the 1984 movie Red Dawn, not the crappy 2012 alleged remake, payments were allegedly paid from a high-ranking member of the Martian Workers' Party to a Martian mafia mob boss, to Martian Epstein, a political competitor in return for certain favors, including their silence for 30 years on the Martian high-rise love dome scandal. The high-rise domes, of course, were built by a cousin of the CEO of Guido's Building and Construction, and involving taxpayer-funded top floor overlooking New Davos Mars City, founded in 2030 by Bill Gates, non-clothed adult cocktail parties with very expensive, horizontal refreshment contractors, and run by politicians from Earth and Mars, and certain used adult rubber items that were allegedly purchased using a Martian colonial government credit card from a Martian convenience store, which were allegedly discovered under the desk of the Martian colonial governor by the cleaning lady, alleged illegal Earth immigrant Consuela. The secretary said in a statement that they neither confirm nor deny the allegations, but instead they pulled out a nice and shiny newly minted race card, poked out their tongue and said, "Neener, neener." As for the environment on the Red Planet, Jinkies, Thelma, you think cow farts are driving Greta Thunberg bonkers here on Earth in the 21st century? Can you imagine what would happen if we had to use Martian methane as a fuel to power our holographic, horizontal refreshment toys we would purchase off adult Amazon Mars? Mr. Deepfakes would have a field day with certain alleged high-ranking political patrons of a certain Mars Vegas casino. And as for any indigenous Martians we encounter, don't fecking go there because we know what would happen to those poor bastards. In conclusion, our only real guarantee of anything in 300 years of permanent human habitation on Mars is that tours of the Elon Musk Memorial and Souvenir Store will stop because the statue to the SpaceX legend will be torn down by Martian Lives Matter, fiery but mostly peaceful protesters trying to usurp the Martian colonial government, who will of course blame the violence on their political opposition, and MLM will throw the edifice into the H.G. Wells Fabian Society Canal, and neither the Mars Opposition Party or the Mars colonial government will put Elon's granite mug into a holographic museum for historical context. The MLM riot was organized ironically on the app MarsX, and even more ironically won't be called a fecking insurrection. Disclaimer, if you disagree with any of this, put your tinfoil hat on, get online and blame the Catholics.
Fascinating, but quite impossible.